Have you ever wondered how a small, persecuted sect from a corner of the Roman Empire became the world's largest religion? How did Christianity, with just a handful of followers, spread to every continent, shaping civilizations and billions of lives? Today, we are embarking on an epic journey through 2,000 years of history to uncover the incredible story of how Christianity spread across the world. It all begins in the Roman province of Judea in the 1st century AD. After the death of Jesus of Nazareth, his apostles, a small group of disciples, were faced with a monumental task. Their mission, known as the Great Commission, was to spread his teachings to all nations. This seemed impossible. They were a minority within Judaism, facing suspicion from their own people and the mighty Roman Empire. The first seeds were sown in the Jewish communities scattered across the Mediterranean. The Apostle Paul, a former persecutor of Christians, became its most influential missionary. A Roman citizen and a Jew, he could navigate different cultures with unique skill. For 30 years, he traveled tirelessly, founding churches in modern-day Turkey, Greece, and Italy. His letters, which make up a large part of the New Testament, provided guidance and theology for these fledgling communities. He argued that Jesus' message was for everyone, not just Jews, a revolutionary idea that opened the floodgates for Gentile or non-Jewish converts. Life for early Christians was anything but easy. For nearly 3 centuries, they faced waves of persecution from the Roman authorities. Why? The Romans were generally tolerant of other religions, but Christians refused to worship the Roman gods and the emperor, which was seen as an act of treason. Stories of their martyrdom, of their courage in the face of death, paradoxically attracted more followers. Their commitment to caring for the poor, the sick, and the widowed, regardless of social status, created tight-knit communities that were deeply appealing in the often brutal Roman world, while the empire had its gods. Christianity offered a personal relationship with God and the promise of salvation. Then, in the early 4th century, everything changed. The Roman Emperor Constantine, before a pivotal battle, is said to have seen a vision of a Christian symbol in the sky. After his victory, he converted to Christianity. In 313 AD, with the Edict of Milan, he declared religious tolerance throughout the empire, ending the persecution of Christians. By the end of the century, Emperor Theodosius made Christianity the official state religion of the Roman Empire. The persecuted faith was now the faith of the powerful. With the backing of Rome, the church's structure became more organized and hierarchical. Bishops, priests, and councils shaped doctrine and practice. This was the era of the church fathers, thinkers like Augustine of Hippo, whose writings would profoundly influence Western thought for centuries to come. The conversion of the Roman Empire gave Christianity an unprecedented platform, allowing it to spread along Roman roads and trade routes, reaching deep into Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. But as the Western Roman Empire crumbled in the 5th century, Europe entered a period often called the Dark Ages. Yet, Christianity didn't just survive, it thrived. Monasteries became centers of learning, preserving classical knowledge and scriptures. Monks like St. Patrick in Ireland and St. Augustine of Canterbury in England became legendary missionaries, converting pagan kings and tribes. The faith gradually spread north and east, Christianizing the Germanic, Slavic, and Viking peoples over several centuries. The Church became the central unifying institution in a fragmented Europe. Meanwhile, the Christian world was not a single, unified body. Cultural and theological differences, brewing for centuries between the Greek-speaking East and the Latin-speaking West, led to the Great Schism of 1054. This split permanently divided the Church into the Eastern Orthodox Church, based in Constantinople, and the Roman Catholic Church, centered in Rome. They were now two distinct branches of the same faith, each with its own traditions and path of expansion. The next major chapter in this story begins in the 15th century, the Age of Exploration. As European powers like Spain and Portugal built global empires, they brought their faith with them. Catholic missionaries, like the Franciscans, Dominicans, and later the Jesuits, sailed alongside conquerors and traders. Their mission was to convert the indigenous peoples of the Americas, Africa, and Asia. This period is complex and often controversial. While many missionaries were driven by sincere faith, the spread of Christianity was often intertwined with colonial exploitation and the suppression of native cultures. Nevertheless, it resulted in the faith taking root in entirely new continents, especially in Latin America, which remains overwhelmingly Catholic today. Back in Europe, the Church was about to face its biggest internal upheaval. In 1517, a German monk named Martin Luther nailed his 95 Theses to a church door, protesting church practices like the sale of indulgences. This act ignited the Protestant Reformation, a movement that challenged the authority of the Pope and led to the creation of countless new denominations: Lutherans, Calvinists, Anglicans, and many more. This religious revolution had a profound impact on Christianity's global spread. As different European nations colonized parts of the world, they brought their specific brand of Christianity with them. The British and Dutch brought Protestantism to North America, Australia, and South Africa, while the French, Spanish, and Portuguese continued to spread Catholicism. The competition between Catholics and Protestants even fueled missionary zeal, as each side sought to win more souls for their version of the faith. The 18th and 19th centuries saw another massive wave of missionary activity, often called the Great Century of Missions. Driven by a renewed sense of evangelical fervor, Protestant missionaries from Europe and America traveled to the farthest corners of the globe. They built schools, hospitals, and translated the Bible into hundreds of languages. This effort led to the explosive growth of Christianity in sub-Saharan Africa and parts of Asia, particularly South Korea. In the 20th and 21st centuries, the map of Christianity has shifted dramatically. While its influence has declined in its traditional heartlands of Europe, it has experienced explosive growth in the global South. Today, there are more Christians in Africa and Latin America than in any other continent. The rise of Pentecostal and charismatic movements, with their emphasis on personal experience and vibrant worship, has been a major driver of this growth. Christianity is no longer just a Western religion, it is a truly global faith, with its center of gravity moving southward and eastward. From a dozen apostles in Jerusalem to over 2 billion followers worldwide, the story of Christianity's spread is a tale of faith, conflict, adaptation, and transformation. It's a story of missionaries and monks, emperors and reformers, and ordinary people sharing their beliefs in extraordinary circumstances. It's a force that has shaped empires, inspired art, fueled wars, and offered hope to billions. The journey continues today, as the faith constantly evolves in new cultural contexts around the world. Thank you for joining us on this historical journey. If you found this fascinating, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more deep dives into history. Let us know in the comments what piece of history you'd like us to explore next.